To add your own custom email to System.io, just navigate to your account, click on Settings, and go to Emails. Now we need to add our domain and our custom email address. You can see, click here to authenticate your domain and display its information in your email header, which will help improve your email delivery rates. In System.io, you have to use your own custom email. That means info@yourdomain.com. You can't use emails like gmail.com, yahoo.com, because these are not, let's say, trustworthy, and the delivery rates can be very low. So where you can get your own custom email. In the last video, I showed you how you can connect your own custom domain to System.io, and we were using domain provider Namecheap, and we will do the same thing for our custom email. So go to Namecheap. If you don't have an account, just create one. It's very simple. Go to Account, Domain List, and after you purchase your own domain, you will be able to buy a private email for this domain. So I will choose again clickversity.org and I will click on Manage. I'll scroll a bit lower and here you can see private email. Communicate like a pro with you at your domain email addresses. Private email is a secure, efficient solution with powerful productivity tools. Build trust, stay organized, and grow your business on any device. This is exactly why you need your own private email and not to be using Gmail or Yahoo. So to create our private email, we need to buy a mailbox basically. Don't worry, it's very cheap. So click on Buy Now. As you can see, we have 3 plans that we can choose from, but we can also do free trial, which I recommend you if you are not sure you want to really use Namecheap. So you can start basically for free, and even after the free trial, you will be only charged $15 per year for your own professional custom email. So click on Get Started. Here, you can either purchase a new domain, use a domain you already own with Namecheap, or you can use a domain you own with another register. In this case, we are going to use a domain I own with Namecheap, so click on this. Select the domain you want. In our case, it will be clickversity.org. Click on Select and click on Continue. Here you can select number of mailboxes. That basically means number of email addresses. If you choose one, which is probably the only one you need if you are getting started, it's free. If you choose 2, you already pay few dollars. So we will go with 1, add to cart. As you can see, we chose starter email for clickversity.org. Number of mailboxes 1, 2 months free, and you can either auto renew or you don't have to. It's completely up to you. I will do it like this and we can click confirm order. You just need to check the terms and agreements and click on pay now. And our mailbox was purchased. Now we need to create the mailbox actually. So click on create mailboxes. And you can see we have 0 of 1 mailboxes in use. So click on create mailbox and now name it. I will name it like info@clickversity.org. After you name your mailbox, you need to create password, save changes, and our mailbox was created. The address is info@clickversity.org. Now we need to add this email address to our System.io account. So go back to System.io and click here to authenticate your domain. clickversity.org. You will type in your domain, click on save. And we got DNS records that we need to add to our domain on a Namecheap. So go back to Namecheap, go to account, domain list, find your domain that you created email with, and go to manage. Advanced DNS. And here we will be adding those records that we got from System.io. So we can start pasting those DNS records to Namecheap. Again, you can't copy everything. I will show you exactly what you need to copy and paste to make it correct. So we will start with the first one. We will copy only this part before the domain. So copy this, go back to Namecheap, and it was CNAME record. So add new record, CNAME record, and paste the first value to host. Go back to System.io and copy the second value and paste it here. TTL automatic. Click on Save Changes. And we can move on to second one. Again, only the part before the domain. Add new record, CNAME record, paste it here. This one, paste here, save changes. Add another CNAME record. Again, copy the part only before the domain. Without the dot. And the second part. Click on Save Changes. And the last one is a CNAME. It's TXT record. So add TXT. Copy this. And here you can see there's an email address of this System.io account. But this one we need to change to our new custom email address. Copy this. Paste it here. But rewrite the email address. So in our case, this was info@clickversity.org. And again, click on Save Changes. This process is the same as adding your own custom domain to System.io. So again, we need to wait. It can take up to 48 hours to get your domain for this email address validated and authenticated. So we will have to wait, and once the domain is authenticated, we can move on to the next step. It's been few hours, but our domain is finally verified for sending emails. As I said before, you really need to be patient with this step. It can take up to 2 days of waiting before your domain is verified for sending emails. Usually it doesn't take that long, but just make sure you are patient enough to wait up to 48 hours before the domain is verified. Now, after our domain is verified, we need to add an email address that we will use for sending emails, and this will be the email address we created in Namecheap. Go to Namecheap and go to private email and find the domain you verified for sending emails. In our case, it's clickversity.org. Go to manage. And you can find the email address we created here. So I will just copy the email address and I will paste it here. Click on save. And as you can see, the email address was added to our System.io account, but again, there is status pending. Verification for this email address is pending. Please complete it to proceed. What we need to do, we need to log into our email box with this email address and confirm that this address is ours. How to do it? Go back to Namecheap, and if you go here, click on Open Webmail. And now we have to log in with the credentials you created before. You know the email address, which will be info@clickversity.org. And you also created a password when you were creating the mailbox. So put in the password and log into your account. Once you log into your email account, you will get this welcome message. You can close it. I don't want to start the tour. And as you can see, we already received the email from system.io to confirm that this email address is ours and we can use it for sending emails. So open the email and just click the confirmation link here and click on the confirm button. Successfully confirmed. You can now use your sender email address. So return to my mailing settings. And we have domain verified for sending emails. We have our particular email address verified as well. Now you are basically ready to go and you can start creating email campaigns and other things. But before you create your first email campaign and send your first emails, you need to set up sender email address. So just paste the address we verified with system.io. Name will be, I don't know, your company name, for example, or your own name. And you also can set up, or you have to set up a testing email. That basically means you need to have an email address for testing where you can send the emails you created before you send it to your audience to see if everything is all right. It can be your personal email or whatever. I just keep it the same. So whenever we are creating an email campaign, we first receive a testing email into our email address. So now I think we can save the changes. Changes saved. And if we go to emails and campaigns, click on create. We can name the campaign, let's say test. And we should be able to select our newly added email address. And yes, as you can see, the address that we added to system.io is available to use. So for this video we are done. I hope it was helpful for you, and if yes, consider subscribing to the channel and I will see you in the next one.